for a meeting at Calicut in the capacity of Chief Editor and Managing Director of a channel. I said yes. When my honorable ministry is visiting Kerala, I would be more than happy to meet him. A meeting. So it's not that he didn't meet me.
No.
It's that his office didn't.
Now I come to amendment.
I really want to make the
nothing.
record
It is not going to. Please. I shall first put the amendment. Moved by Dr. John Brittas for reference of the National Anti-Doping Bill 2022 as passed by Lok Sabha to a select committee of the Rajya Sabha to vote. चूंकि आपका amendment था इसलिए requested to be on the seat. वहीं से पेश हो सकता था. The question is that the bill to provide for the constitution of the National Anti-Doping Agency for regulating anti-doping activities in sports and to give effect to the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization International Convention Against Doping in Sports and compliance of such other obligations and commitments thereunder and for matters connected therewith or incidental thereto as passed by Lok Sabha be referred to a select committee of the Rajya Sabha consisting of the following members: Sri Vikas Ranjan Bhattacharya, Dr. John Brittas, Professor Manoj Kumar Jha, Sri Jose K. Mani, Sri A. Rahim, Sri Trichu Siva, Dr. V. Sivdasan, Sri K.C. Venugopal. Those in favor will please say aye. Those against will please say no. I think the no's have it, the amendment is negative. I shall now put the motion moved by Sri Anurag Singh Thakur to vote. The question is that the National Anti-Doping Bill 2022 as passed by Lok Sabha be taken into consideration. Those in favor will please say aye. Those against will please say no. I think the ayes have it, the motion is adopted. We shall now take up clause by clause consideration of the bill. Clause 2 stands part of the bill. There are two amendments, number 4 and 5 by Dr. John Brittas. Are you moving?
I am not moving, sir.
I shall now put clause 2 to vote. Those in favor will please say aye. Those against will please say no. I think the ayes have it, Clause 2 is adopted. Clauses 3 to 6 stand part of the bill. Those in favor will please say aye. Those against will please say no. I think the ayes have it, Clauses 3 to 6 are adopted. Clause 7 stands part of the bill. There are 6 amendments. Number 1 by Dr. V. Sivdasan. Number 6 to 9 by Dr. John Brittas. Number 22 by Sri A. Rahim. Are you moving, Dr. V. Sivdasan?
No,
not moving. Dr. John Brittas, 6 to 9, are you moving?
Sir, I like him so much, so I don't move. Yeah.
Sri A. Rahim, number 22, are you moving?
I don't move, sir.
Thank you. I shall now put clause 7 to vote. Those in favor will please say aye. Those against will please say no. I think the ayes have it, Clause 7 is adopted. Clauses 8 to 10 stand part of the bill. Those in favor will please say aye. Those against will please say no. I think the ayes have it, Clauses 8 to 10 are adopted. Clause 11 stands part of the bill. There are 9 amendments. Number 2 by Dr. V. Sivdasan, number 10 to 14 by Dr. John Brittas, number 23 to 25 by Sri A. Rahim. Dr. V. Sivdasan, are you moving?
Yes, sir.
Moving?
Yeah.
Move. Dr. John Brittas, are you moving?
Not moving, sir.
Not moving. Dr. Sri A. Rahim, are you moving?
Sir, I move.
Acha, move. Amendments moved. I shall now first put the amendment moved by Dr. V. Sivdasan to vote. Those in favor will please say aye. Those against will please say no. I think the no's have it, the amendment is negative. I shall now put the amendments moved by Sri A. Rahim to vote. Those in favor will please say aye. Those against will please say no. I think the no's have it, the amendments are negative. I shall now put clause 11 to vote. Those in favor will please say aye. Those against will please say no. I think the ayes have it, the ayes have it, the ayes have it. Clause 11 is adopted. Clause 12 stands part of the bill. There are two amendments, number 15 and 16 by Dr. John Britas. Are you moving?
Not moving, sir.
Not moved. I shall now put clause 12 to vote. Those in favor will please say aye. Those against will please say no. I think the ayes have it, the ayes have it, the ayes have it. Clause 12 is adopted. Clauses 13 and 14 stand part of the bill. Those in favor will please say aye. Those against will please say no. I think the ayes have it, the ayes have it, the ayes have it. Clauses 13 and 14 are adopted. Clause 15 stands part of the bill. There are 4 amendments. Number 17 to 20 by Dr. John Britas. Are you moving?
Not moving, sir.
Not. I shall now put clause 15 to vote. Those in favor will please say aye. Those against will please say no. I think the ayes have it, the ayes have it, the ayes have it. Clause 15 is adopted. Clause 16 stands part of the bill. There is one amendment, number 3 by Dr. V. Sivasan. Are you moving?
I am moving, sir.
Moved. Amendment moved. Those in favor will please say aye. Those against will please say no. I think the noes have it, the noes have it, the noes have it. The amendment is negative. I shall now put clause 16 to vote. Those in favor will please say aye. Those against will please say no. I think the ayes have it, the ayes have it, the ayes have it. Clause 16 is adopted. Clauses 17 to 33 stand part of the bill. Those in favor will please say aye. Those against will please say no. I think the ayes have it, the ayes have it, the ayes have it. Clauses 17 to 33 are adopted. Clause 34 stands part of the bill. There is one amendment, number 21 by Dr. John Britas.
Not moving, sir.
Not moving. I shall now put clause 34 to vote. Those in favor will please say aye. Those against will please say no. I think the ayes have it, the ayes have it, the ayes have it. Clause 34 is adopted. Clause 1, the enacting formula, the preamble and the title stand part of the bill. Those in favor will please say aye. Those against will please say no. I think the ayes have it, the ayes have it, the ayes have it. Clause 1, the enacting formula, the preamble and the title are adopted. Sri Anurag Singh Thakur to move that the bill be passed.
Sir, with your kind permission, I rise to move the bill be passed.
Motion moved that the bill be passed. The question is that the bill be passed. Those in favor will please say aye. Those against will please say no. I think the ayes have it, the ayes have it, the ayes have it. The bill is passed.
Recorded that it's unanimously,
Yes.
if everybody agrees.
It will be seen. No problem. Statutory resolutions. Chairman, Sri Pankaj Chaudhary to move the following resolutions.
सभापति महोदय, अपनी वरिष्ठ सहयोगी श्रीमती निर्मला सीतारमण की ओर से मैं निम्नलिखित संकल्पों का प्रस्ताव पेश करता हूं। सीमा शुल्क टैक्स अधिनियम 1975 की धारा 8A के अनुसरण में यह सदन एतद्वार दिनांक 21 मई 2022 की अधिसूचना संख्या 28/2022 सीमा शुल्क दिनांक 21 मई 2022 और GSR 380E को अनुमोदित करता है, जिसमें इस्पात उद्योग के कुछ निर्धारित कच्चे माल और मध्यवर्ती वस्तुओं पर निर्यात शुल्क बढ़ाने और उगाने के लिए सीमा शुल्क टैरिफ अधिनियम की दूसरी अनुसूचित में संशोधन की मांग की जाती है। वित्त अधिनियम 2002 की धारा 147 के अनुसरण में यह सदन एतद्वार दिनांक 30 जून 2022 की अधिसूचना संख्या 5/2022 केंद्रीय उत्पाद शुल्क GSR 493E दिनांक 30 जून 2022 को अनुमोदित करती है, जो कच्चे पेट्रोलियम तथा ATF पर विशेष अतिरिक्त उत्पाद शुल्क निर्धारित करने के लिए वित्त अधिनियम 2002 की 8वीं अनुसूची में संशोधन करने की मांग की जाती है।
Sri Pankaj Chaudhary has moved the following resolutions in pursuance of Section 8(1) of the Customs Tariff Act 1975. This House hereby approves of notification number 28/2022 Customs dated 21st May 2022, GSR 380E dated 21st May 2022, which seeks to amend the second schedule of the Customs Tariff Act in order to increase and levy export duty on certain raw materials and intermediate goods of the steel industry. In pursuance of Section 147 of the Finance Act 2002, this House hereby approves of notification number 05/2022 Central Excise dated 30th June 2022, GSR 493E dated 30th June 2022, which seeks to amend the 8th schedule to Finance Act 2002 in order to prescribe a special additional excise duty on crude petroleum and ATF. Resolutions moved. No, इस पे हो गया नहीं ये पहले इसका क्या करना दूसरा I shall now put the statutory resolutions moved by the minister to vote. The question is put. Those in favor will please say aye. Those against will please say no. I think the ayes have it, the ayes have it, the ayes have it. The resolutions are adopted. Now special mentions. Professor Manoj Kumar Jha, not present. Shri Manas Ranjan ji, not present. Dr. John Britash.
Sir, I want to, excuse me, hello.
Please, please.
Sir, I want to raise a very pertinent matter. As you know, the airfare has peaked and the increase has been almost 300% to 600%. It's not only with regard to the domestic routes, but especially on the international routes. Kerala diaspora in West Asian countries is getting their fingers burned owing to the soaring airfares. Many are dropping their plans to come into India. Sir, almost 4 million Malayalis are residing in Gulf countries and most of their families are in Kerala. Because of the steep hike in the airfare, they are unable to come to Kerala. Sir, I have been requesting the Honorable Minister to regulate and put a ceiling for the airfare, and I would earnestly request him to see that some regulation is brought forward. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Srimati Seema Dwivedi.
माननीय महोदय, भारतवर्ष के अनेक प्रांतों में विभिन्न सरकारें अपने अपने
पढ़ना है इसको मैडम?
हाँ पढ़ रही हूँ।
हाँ पढ़िए इसको।
अच्छा, सभी
जो अप्रूव्ड टेक्स्ट है वही आप पढ़ सकते हैं,
वही पढ़
अदरवाइज जो रिकॉर्ड पे नहीं
सर वही पढ़ रही हूँ,
प्लीज।
सभी विश्वविद्यालयों एवं विश्वविद्यालयों के समय समय पर प्रमोशन न होने के संबंध में सभी विश्वविद्यालयों एवं विद्यालयों में समय से उनका शिक्षकों का प्रमोशन हो जाए, ऐसा सरकार ने समय समय पर शासनादेश जारी किया था। वर्ष 2021 तक सभी शिक्षकों के व्यक्तिगत प्रमोशन हो जाएंगे। ऐसा आदेश होने के बाद भी अब तक प्रमोशन न होने के कारण शिक्षकों को मानसिक वेदना हो रही है। शिक्षक समाज का आईना होता है, परंतु अनदेखी के कारण उनके व्यक्तिगत क्षति हो रही है। सरकार के संज्ञान में लाना चाहती हूँ कि सरकार अपने आदेश को पालन करने हेतु तत्काल प्रभाव से इस पर विचार करके शिक्षकों के सम्मान की रक्षा करें, क्योंकि यदि शिक्षकों के प्रमोशन को बाधित रखा गया तो शिक्षकों के ऊपर इसका बुरा प्रभाव पड़ेगा, जिसकी वजह से उनको मानसिक एवं आर्थिक स्थिति का आघात लगने से शैक्षिक कार्य में उदासीनता होगी, जिससे पठन पाठन प्रभावित होगा, क्योंकि शिक्षक की वजह से किसी भी देश का विकास एवं उसका आत्मनिर्भरता युवाओं पर सीधा प्रभाव डालता है। युवाओं को सही दिशा में मोड़ना एवं उनको प्रभावित करने का कार्य सही मायने में शिक्षक ही कर सकता है। शिक्षकों की संतुष्टि एवं उनके सम्मान की रक्षा करना सरकार की जिम्मेदारी होती है। वह शिक्षक समुदाय की रक्षा एवं लगातार शिक्षकों का प्रोत्साहित करें। समय समय पर सरकार शिक्षकों को पुरस्कृत करना एवं उनके अच्छे कार्यों की प्रशंसा करना यह सरकार की तरफ से देखने को मिलता है, लेकिन पता नहीं किन कारणों से सरकार अपने आदेश को
जो कटा हुआ है वो नहीं पढ़ सकती, जो कटा हुआ है वो नहीं पढ़ सकती।
बस मेरा सरकार से अनुरोध है कि इस समय समय पर जो उन्होंने अपना आदेश दिया था, अपने आदेश का अनुपालन करना सुनिश्चित करें।
माननीय मुकुल वासनिक जी, नॉट प्रेजेंट। डॉक्टर के लक्ष्मण, not present. माननीय निरंजन विसी जी, please.
Thank you, Honorable Chairman, sir, for giving an opportunity to me to speak. regarding need to take step to improve network connectivity to the existing mobile net towers in Odisha. Sir, since long, Odisha has been a connection deficit state. The present tele density of Odisha is 75% against 90% of all India. There are nearly 51,353 villages, out of which 11,000 villages have no mobile connectivity. The state has the maximum number of uncovered villages in the country. The quality of mobile connection is a major concern in view of requirement of data connectivity for citizen-centric applications, including digital payment, being promoted by the government. During this COVID-19 pandemic, all work is being done through digital platform, and people are dependent on internet for access to basic necessities like online education of students and work from home, etc. Therefore, I urge upon the government of India to improve network connectivity to the state of Odisha.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
माननीय मोहम्मद नदीमुल हक जी.
Question is on lateral entry in the Indian Administrative Service. Respected Chairman, sir, I rise today to request the Ministry of Personnel, Public Grievances and Pensions to reform the initiative of lateral integration in IAS. The government has said that lateral recruitment is aimed at achieving the twin objectives of bringing in fresh talent and augmenting the availability of manpower. In 2021, the government made only 31 recruitments through lateral entry. This is not enough to radically professionalize the civil service. With increased participation not only in the social sector but also in many new emerging sectors such as telecommunications, information technology, climate change, and road transport, there is an urgent need for more officers in the general administration. However, due to the overall shortage of officials, most states are unwilling to release senior IAS officers for central deputation, leading to a bizarre situation where a railway traffic officer works as a joint secretary in the health department and an ordnance service official finds himself in the Ministry of Tribal Affairs. Governance is not contractual work. It is a commitment to the country. I urge the government to provide incentives to young civil servants to acquire knowledge and improve their skills in order to build a healthy bureaucracy. The government should formalize a criterion to decide what skills, qualities, and experiences a particular role requires, as it will allow the government to assign roles more confidently. Thank you, sir.
डॉक्टर सो कुमार मित्तल, आप ले करना चाहेंगे या पढ़ना चाहेंगे?
पढ़ना चाहेंगे. धन्यवाद, आप मौका दे रहे हैं इस चीज़ के लिए. It's regarding amendments to table of precedence. The order of precedence in India is a protocol list in which the Government of India's functionaries and authorities are listed by rank and office. It is designed for state and ceremonial events. It has no application in the government's day-to-day operations. The President of India issues the order, which is maintained by the Ministry of Home Affairs. Currently, the Member of Parliament are listed at number 21 in the table of precedence, which is even below the statutory post like Cabinet Secretary, Chairman Central Tribunal, Central Administrative Tribunal, and Chairman Minority Commission. A Member of Parliament is elected through the mechanism laid down in the Constitution of India. A Member of Parliament represents the will of the people and is their voice in the Parliament, and in addition to this, he is also entrusted with representing his state and also the country at multiple forums. However, the low ranking in the table of precedence doesn't do justice to the stature and sanctity of a Member of Parliament. which needs to be changed in a representative democracy like India, which takes pride in its parliamentary system of governance, where its citizen decides their representatives, including the Prime Minister, President and Vice President. I request the government that in view of the important constitutional, statutory and legislative functions being discharged by the Member of Parliaments and also Member of Legislative Assembly, the table of precedence should be revised and NT 15, which is accorded to Cabinet Minister in the state, should be given to MPs and MLAs who reflect the aspiration of their electorate as policy makers.
Thank you very much.
Jai Hind.
Mr. Sujit Kumar, not present. Mr. K.C. Venugopal, not present. Mr. Wilson.
Vice Chairman, sir, for allowing me to make a special mention of urgent public importance on the matter relating to abolishing of toll plazas across the country. There are about 1,000 toll plazas in India, highest being in Tamil Nadu about 48. Right to travel is a fundamental right. In developed countries, there is an option of toll and non-toll roads. However, in our country, all important arterial roads in state have been taken over by NHA and converted into toll roads, forcing the people to pay toll. Those living adjacent to toll roads have to use the roads every day, and even the monthly passes are expensive. There are many stretches of national highways operated by the concessionaires and National Highways Authority of India who have already realized the investment but still continuing to collect exorbitant toll fees. Toll fees are increased year to year by National Highways Authority of India mechanically. Toll fees are charged even for government transport buses and other state government vehicles. State transport corporations are not profit-driven, but services at normal rates. Therefore, all National Highways Authority of India toll fee plazas in the country requires immediate auditing by an independent authority to analyze the investment made, amount realized through toll collections in such stretch, and any amount due to concessionaire, National Highways Authority of India. Such concessionaires could be settled once for all. There cannot be element of profiteering in public utility infrastructure. Time has come where all the toll plazas have to be abolished completely. Instead, a one-time fee at the time of registering the motor vehicles can be collected. Therefore, I urge the Honorable Union Minister for Road Transport Highways to abolish all toll plazas across the country. Thank you, Vice Chairman, sir.
Mr. Abhiranjan Biswas.
So my special mention is on concern over Forest Conservation Rules 2022. The new Forest Conservation Rules 2022 are due to be placed before the House for approval. Concerns have arisen that these new rules will make the process easier to divert forest and tribal land towards infrastructure projects, mining and other purposes detrimental to forest conditions and conservation. Concerns also arise of dilution of the historic rights granted under the Forest Rights Act 2006 to tribal communities and other forest-dwelling groups under the guise of streamlining of forest clearance approval processes, obtaining of collective decisions and placing monetary values on forest tracts for less effective reforestation projects elsewhere. The Forest Conservation Act 1980 worked to undo the colonial idea of forest as resources to exploit and viewed them as heritage to be protected. Through this lens, the Act created stringent processes right up to the Union Ministry level, which were to be followed prior to diversion of forest land. The Forest Rights Act 2006 also worked to undo historic injustices to forest-dwelling communities and gave them a legal right over their traditional homes and a say in the diversion of these lands. It is imperative that these protections continue to exist for the safety and security of the forests and tribal communities of India. I urge the government to reconsider the issuance of the Forest Conservation Rules 2022. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Please write it down. Message from Lok Sabha Secretary General.
Sir, with your kind permission, I rise to report that the Lok Sabha at its sitting held on 3rd August 2022 passed the Central Universities Amendment Bill 2022. I lay a copy of the said bill on the table.
Thank you. The House stands adjourned to meet at 11 hours on Thursday, the 4th August 2022.